I want to talk today about the influence of our patron, Blessed Dominic Barberi, had on two English people, which resulted in these two people doing great work in England in spreading the word of God. First, Father Ignatius Spencer was born in 1799, baptised George Spencer, the son of the second Earl Spencer, ancestor of Princess Diana, who was Princess of Wales, who was married to Prince Charles and tragically killed in a car crash in Paris, same family. He went to Heakin in Cambridge in 1824, was ordained a Church of England vicar. He was totally committed to the care of his parish. He spent his days visiting sick and the dying, dispensing food, clothes and money to the poor. But in 1830, he resigned his parish and was received into the Catholic Church. Then he went to the seminary in Rome to study for the Catholic priesthood. And while in Rome, he met Blessed Dominic, a Passionist priest with a great desire to come to England and convert many people. He was ordained a Catholic priest in 1832 into the Passionist order, the same order as Blessed Dominic. And he came back, he preached throughout England and Ireland, he preached at St. Chad's in Manchester. And after the death of Dominic Barberi, he became the head of the Passionist order in England. And like Blessed Dominic, he died worn out by his labours in 1864. He was declared venerable in 2010, the first step on the way to being declared a saint. And the second one was Elizabeth Prout, born in 1820, baptised Anglican. She grew up in Stone, Staffordshire, the area where Blessed Dominic opened his first Passionist monastery in England. He preached there, opened a Catholic school there. Elizabeth heard his preaching and was moved by his sermons. And she became a Catholic when she was 23 years old. But she fell out with the family over it, and she moved away to Manchester to become a teacher in St. Chad's in Cheetham Hill. Manchester then was an industrial area. People and children worked long hours in the mills. Education was poor or non-existent. Housing was poor with much overcrowding. Poverty and sickness were rife. The Passionist fathers met a few young ladies who wished to become nuns, and Father Gaudentius consulted Father Spencer, who I've mentioned previously, who was now head of the Passionist order in England. And the Bishop of Salford, William Turner, was a good supporter, so Elizabeth was chosen to become the founders of this new order of nuns called the Sisters of the Cross and Passion, who would not live enclosed in the convent like many nuns at that time, but would work out in the community. The first convent was opened in Cheetham Hill here in Manchester, and the sisters had to work as teachers, mill workers or seamstresses to support themselves. Elizabeth then was known as Sister Mary Joseph. Elizabeth continued to form this new order, and they taught in the poorest schools and slums of Manchester. Some taught in Levenshulme and others in St. Anne's Parish in Ashton-on-the-Line. In 1862, she opened a convent in Ashton, where they provided an education for hundreds of girls and women in the town. Most of the people there were out of work and starving as a result of the Lancashire cotton famine. This was caused by the American Civil War, when the Union Army of the North blockaded the ports of the Confederacy in the South, where the cotton was grown, to force them to capitulate. The Sisters of the Cross and Passion spread to many areas of England, Wales, Ireland, Scotland. Later they established convents in Africa, South America, USA and Eastern Europe. Elizabeth died in 1864.